Hey again, everybody. This is The Revolutionary on YouTube. And I want to emphasize that I have the book here again, Chomsky on Anarchism. Check it out. Also, check out more of Noam Chomsky's work. Amazing guy. A lot of recommendations. I will do another video with recommendations for books to read on anarchism, things like that. So today, this video is dispelling the myths of anarchism, and it's really important because the mass media has created a narrative that is untrue, very similar to mental illness. Treating it as something that it isn't. So the first myth anarchism has attached to it and constantly pushed as a propaganda tool by the state, of course, and the mass media. And that is, anarchism is all violent. Anarchy, boiling down to its complete definition, anarchism is a political philosophy, which I think is important to emphasize the philosophy part, because anarchism is essentially philosophical. And it is political, but it is philosophical, and it has very deep meaning to it. And I think that's what gets lost in the mass media discourse, and is uninterested. People are uninterested in learning that. Political philosophy, political and a philosophical ideology that advocates for a stateless society based on cooperation, mutual aid. Pretty simple. There are many examples in history where mutual aid, direct action has led the way. Again, I've mentioned in previous videos. Sorry about that. Let me just turn that off. Sorry about that. Mentioned in previous videos, such as Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr. They changed the world. Gandhi didn't have any guns and he overthrew the British Empire. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't have any guns and he, started the Civil Rights Movement, and, the Civil Rights Act was signed, and he did a lot. He was very inspired by Gandhi. And I think that's, people we should strive to be, is Gandhi. And Gandhi was very much an anarchist, as MLK was as well. So, that's really important to remember. And he was, Martin Luther King Jr. was also a Christian. So you can put him in that example. So the myth that anarchism is violent is, it's at some level there are certain groups or people that do engage in, more militant forms of resistance. That's very rare. That doesn't, there's not much of that in the movement. And I'd like to see less of that. I'd actually like to see none of it, because it hurts the cause. It continues the stereotype. Actually, the flag here above me is for the Zapatistas, Army of National Liberation. And this is the second myth that I want to dispel, is that indigenous communities are advocating for a white genocide, or, for example, to bring back, to remove people from their houses or kick them out because of imperialism or neocolonialism as well. And that isn't true. The Zapatistas, a little bit about them, they advocate, on New Year's Day, 1994, the Zapatistas launched a semi-violent, nobody was hurt or injured, But they did rise up in Chiapas, Mexico, very organized by Subcomandante Marcos, who's an incredible figure in anarchist history. Very intelligent, just an amazing. And if you watch a lot of Rage Against the Machine shows, music, somewhat, the flag is always in the background because Zach De La Roca is of indigenous descent, Mayan descent, I believe, Chicano. And the Zapatistas, they burned down police stations. They took land deeds and ripped them up. They overthrew the property that Mexican landowners. They took the land, away from capitalist Mexican landowners, and